Has your wife said she's done and you're wondering what it's going to take to save your marriage? Well, brother, you're in the right place. After helping hundreds of men reconcile from some of the most dire situations, I've put together the roadmap to reconciliation and the 4 phases that you need to go through to go save your marriage. Now, if we haven't met each other before, my name's Luke Finn and I help dads avoid unnecessary divorce and reignite the relationship with their wives. Now make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel and smash that bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video to get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the masterclass, you're going to get to diagnose your marriage and see what it's going to take to reconcile, and I'll also be sharing with you the secret to reconciliation that no one else is talking about. Now with all that being said, let's dive right in. So before we look at the 4 phases that you need to go through to go and save your marriage, let's look at the 4 phases of a marriage in a downward spiral. So it starts off, guys, in the best friend phase. Now, this is not where you want to be at. You do not want to be in the best friend phase. This is already where you're going in that downward spiral, heading for divorce. So let me just briefly explain to you what this looks like. You're in the best friend phase when you've got young kids, you're focused on raising the kids, you're not number one anymore in the relationship, your wife's kind of focused on raising the kids, but you love each other. You both are joined together in taking care of looking after the kids. You have that vision of raising the kids together. You love each other, there's fondness there, and you're just basically, the intimacy has dropped off a bit because, well, you just don't have the time because you're looking after the kids. So, but you still feel very close in this phase. The main sign is that you're just not having as much sex. Then as we move down this spiral, you come into the roommate phase. This is where there's more and more conflict. There's arguments happening and they're not getting resolved. You're feeling disconnect. You're feeling further and further away from your wife. There's like a wall in front of you and your wife, and conflict is just not getting resolved and resentment is building up. And this is a very dangerous phase to be in. And from that phase, you then move into phase 3, which is the I'm not in love with you phase. Basically, nothing has changed. This could go on for years of being in the roommate phase. And then your wife just says, look, she's had enough. I can't do this anymore. And she says, look, I'm not in love with you anymore. I don't have the same feelings. I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. And this is where you can see the distance between the couple here is further and further away. Your wife is drifting away at this stage. You really need to be doing something when you find yourself at any stage on this downward spiral. And the final stage is the 4th stage, where your wife just says, look, she's done altogether, nothing's changed, and she wants a divorce, and you move towards a divorce. So that's the downward spiral, the 4 phases of a marriage in a downward spiral. And today I'm really excited, guys. Today I'm sharing with you the 4 phases that you need to go through to go and save your marriage. Up until this point, I have not shared this with anyone except with my clients, so you're in for a treat today. So I'm going to be putting together the 4 phases on the road to reconciliation. Now, this has been put together after helping hundreds of dads in some of the most dire situations reconcile, and now I'm sharing it with you today. So make sure you have a pen and paper to take this down. Now, the first phase, guys, and this is where most guys, when they come into my program, this is where they find themselves at, and this is the most difficult phase. It's the cold conflict phase. You can see your wife is moving away. She has no interest. She's literally said she's done. She's not in love with you. She sees no future. And this is a very difficult phase because she won't interact with you. You see no signs of hope. And this is where, unfortunately, this is where most marriages end. The men give up. They don't feel like there's any hope. Even though there is, they just don't know how to navigate this effectively. But this is the most difficult phase to be in. Once you get through this phase of cold conflict, the rest of it is easy sailing. And I'm going to explain to you today how to get through this cold conflict. But it's a phase where you see no hope, and she's completely checked out, wants nothing to do with you, and everything you've tried is not working. Now, once you move from the cold conflict phase, the most important thing here, guys, is you need to focus on yourself. Stop chasing her. In the cold conflict phase, you are pursuing her. You're chasing after her. You're being a show pony. You're trying to show her that you've changed, and it's just pushing her further and further away. Here, you need to stop chasing after her. You need to stop pursuing her. Now, I have a different video on the right mindset here for when she's moving away from you. I'm going to link it above so you can watch that to get more context on the right mindset you need to take to save your marriage. Now, once you've focused on yourself and you've stopped chasing after your wife, what happens is very interesting. You move into the second phase, which is curiosity. This is where she's noticed you've changed, guys. Now you'll see there's still distance between the couple here, but she's not walking away anymore, she's turning around. She's noticed you've changed, and you're having more conversations. You start to feel hope again. You start to see, wow, she's getting interested in me. You're feeling magnetic, right? And in this phase, guys, what's really key is in the curiosity phase, she's going to test you, right? She's known you for 10, 20 years. She's going to test you, which means she's going to throw some curveballs at you to see if you've really changed, bring up some topics that in the past you would have exploded or you would have got all needy and chased after. So she's going to test you. And in this phase, it's really important to be able to stay calm and use the tools that I teach in my program to effortlessly communicate with her and to pass all those tests with flying colors, all right? Now, once you've done that, you've passed the test with flying colors, she sees you've changed, you then move into the third phase, and this is great. Like this, you really feel magnetic in this phase. You're feeling strong, independent, and she sees that she wants you. You're having fun, you're flirting. That's the third phase, fun and flirting. She's smiling, laughing, wanting to spend time with you, putting her hand on you. You're seeing that look in her face again, and you feel absolutely magnetic. And from this phase, it's then a short, little step into then the reconciliation, where she realizes she cannot get a man like you. She doesn't want to be with anyone else, and you get to reconcile. So they're the 4 phases in the road to reconciliation, guys. Now let's go into a little bit more detail so you can know what each phase looks like. So in the cold conflict, guys, this is where most people fail. This is why most men do not reconcile with their wives, because they don't know how to navigate this phase of cold conflict, because it's really difficult, right? In this phase, she's going to be stonewalling you. She's not going to talk with you. You're going to be thinking, well, how the hell can I reconcile with her if she won't even talk with me? She says things like she's done, she doesn't want to work on the marriage, and she just says like, I wish you'd just accept this. Why can't you just accept that I'm done, that I don't love you anymore, and just move on? And at this point, guys, you have doubts. You're just like, is it even possible to reconcile? You're really wondering, you can start to feel hopeless. And this is why so many people fail in this stage. And so what you need to do to succeed, the key to success, guys, is to have emotional and mindset mastery. The emotional mastery is to focus on yourself. Stop chasing after your wife, right? Become clear on your value as a man. And instead of trying to look to her for signs of hope, you need to focus on falling in love with the process of becoming a strong, magnetic, independent man. Now, I cover this process in another video. I'm going to link it up above. Again, you can watch that training on how to become that strong, magnetic man that is going to attract your wife back into the marriage. All right, so once you've dialed in your emotional mastery, you're not panicking anymore, you're not acting needy, you've basically eradicated all the behaviors that have caused problems in your marriage, and you're feeling so strong, you know the value that you have. We then move on to the next phase, which is curiosity. So you've changed right deep down in your core, and she notices it. And so she'll start talking to you more about other topics than the kids. Up until this point, guys, she's only sending you text messages about the kids, when to pick them up, when to drop them off, and it's very cold. Now, in this phase of curiosity, things change. You notice, wow, she's changing, she's opening up. She's not just talking about the kids. She's going to start reaching out more. So you're going to start getting more text messages, more phone calls. And she says, I see your change. She notices your change, and she'll let you know. And she starts opening up. She starts opening up and sharing more about her vulnerability and sharing her fears about what's going on in her life and kind of her realizations about what happened in the relationship. Now, guys, if every dad could go straight to this phase 2 of curiosity, people would not be getting divorced. Dads would not be getting divorced, because you then see hope. You see that these things are changing. You have to get past. The biggest roadblock for you is the first phase, cold conflict. So once you get past this, cold conflict, you're into curiosity. What's really important here is the key to success here, guys, is communication mastery. So it's all about, she's gonna test you, and it's all about passing those tests, because she really wants to see, she's known you 10 or 20 years, she wants to be really sure that you've changed. So she's gonna start bringing up topics that in the past would have thrown you off, to see how you deal with them, to see how you, bring up different topics with things that are not working out with the kids. How do you approach her when things are not going the way you would like? Are you now standing up for who you are, or are you just a pushover and a doormat for her? Now, I go into the details of how to communicate with her effectively and how to navigate these conversations effortlessly in my communication guide. You can find the communication guide down in the description. Go ahead there and download that free communication guide. So here, guys, it's so important that you need to pass these tests with flying color and navigate all these communications, all these different conversations with your wife effortlessly, and that you're in the lead here, and you know how to lead her through these conversations and de-escalate situations that in the past would have blown up. So key to success in the curiosity phase is communication mastery. That brings us on to then, guys, the third phase, fun and flirting. This is then really exciting. You're lit up, you're starting to feel like it's only a matter of time before we reconcile, because she's wanting to spend more time with you, and not just with you, as a family. So you guys are back together, spending time, going to the shop, doing shopping together, going to the cinema, spending time together as a family. You feel absolutely great. She's openly flirting with you, so she's making jokes, you're teasing each other in a very playful way, and she's reaching out more times a day via text or calls. Like, your phone is literally blowing up because she cannot get enough of you. She's never had this version of you before, and she wants more of it. And you're both joking and laughing freely, so you just feel really good. It's really a lovely time, guys. When you're in this phase, you know it's only a matter of time till you reconcile. And here, what's really important is confidence. You need to be confident that when she's showing up and showing interest, you just need to be confident, be playful, and she feels that, and she just wants more and more of you, okay? And when you're confident, you've got your confidence mastery dialed in, so you've got your emotional mastery dialed in, your mindset mastery dialed in, your communication mastery dialed in. Then the fourth thing is the confidence mastery dialed in. You've got all that in, guys. It's just a matter of time until you reconcile. You just go into this final phase, reconciliation, right? And in this phase of reconciliation, what you're going to see here is she's going to start saying things to you like, she says she misses you, right? She's going to say, she literally confesses her love for you. She's going to maybe write you a letter. She's going to sit down with you and tell you that she loves you, send you text messages, how she misses you and loves you. And she's also going to say she's sorry for what she put you through. She realizes, okay, this wasn't a good call, that you've really changed. And guys, this is where you go ahead and you reconcile and you go for it. Now, most of the guys that are in my program, they've got their confidence mastery dialed in, and the wife comes to them and they get to decide when and where they're going to reconcile. So they either say yes, they want to reconcile, or no. And if, however, your wife is a bit timid, if your wife is a bit timid, and so she's worried that you haven't really, she might still have some worries that you haven't completely changed. Like, if she takes this off the table, divorce off the table, you'll go back to the old way. You need to really talk to her about this. You need to be super confident. You go, look, sweetheart, I've changed, you've changed, we can do this, you know we can do this, let's give this another shot and let's reconcile. So guys, there are the 4 phases that you need to go through to reconcile. Now, as I promised at the beginning of this video, I was going to give you the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the free masterclass, you're going to get to begin your journey of emotional mastery to start showing up as that empowered man she needs. You're also going to get to discover the secret to reconciling with your wife that at the moment no one is talking about. I'm going to tell you that secret in the masterclass. And you're going to get to go through the 4 steps you need to take for her to see your change. Now, you can enroll in the masterclass. You can find the link down below in the description. Click that link and enroll in the masterclass and begin your journey today of emotional mastery. And finally, if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to my marriage support group for dads. This is a free Facebook group where we've got a wonderful community of dads committed to saving their marriage and creating an unbreakable marriage. You can find the link down in the description. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you've got any questions at all, post them down in the comments. And if you found the video valuable, do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell button to be notified each Tuesday when I release a new video. Now, with all that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.